Todd here at Vineyard Canada. I want to take a few moments to give a brief response to the question, what does it look like when heaven touches earth? What are signs of the presence of the kingdom on earth? How do we recognize them? Let's begin with the prayer of Jesus in Matthew chapter 6, verse 10, where Jesus says to his Father, "Your kingdom come, your will be done on earth as it is in heaven." Now, we don't live in the presence of kingdoms and kings and queens and rule and reign. These are concepts that we don't day-to-day live in as Canadians. And so it's hard for us to understand them. Yes, we have the Queen on our $20 bill, but that's about the extension of our understanding. So let me try to explain kingdom in the context of the prayer of Jesus. Where God's will, kingly rule and reign, is being done, there is his kingdom. Where you see his kingdom, his activity of his kingdom, things like love, justice, mercy, healing, people becoming alive to God, you see his will in action. They are, if you would, signs of his presence. The reign, the extension of one's will, and the rule is the framework for kingdom thinking. The Old Testament is filled with these images because that was the political landscape that much of that literature was written in. And these signs are signs of the kingdom. And so let me try to unpack them from a recent story. I was in Nepal recently, traveling to the border of India. And the streets of Nepal are filled with many vehicles, many types of transport. There's trucks and cars and tuk-tuks and bicycles and and motorbikes. And as you get closer to the Indian border, you begin to see another kind of transport added, and that's a human-pulled rickshaw. And as you approach more closer to the Indian border, more and more human-pulled rickshaws show up on the streets. You're still in Nepal, but you're beginning to see signs of India bleeding into Nepal. And as you arrive at the border, you actually don't enter India immediately. You leave Nepal, and there's a space in between, this bridge that is neither India nor Nepal. It's both and neither. It's the already not yet, if you would, until you arrive in India. And so, much like the kingdom, Nepal and India give us a picture of what the kingdom of God looks like when it penetrates earth. And so we see signs of the kingdom, love in action, healing, people coming alive to God. And our job is to partner with him, to recognize him at work, to join him, not initiate it. So I encourage you to do that. And I encourage you to ask us questions. Leave some questions here on this post. We'd love to interact with you about this.